My name is Almaz Negash. I am the founder and the executive director of the African Diaspora Network. We are based in California, United States, to be specific, in Silicon Valley, Santa Clara County area. The African Diaspora Network provides a space for diasporans to be a part of the co-creation and co-imagination of possibilities for Africa. We started the organization to bring Africans and non-Africans from around the world to be a part of a conversation, a long-term conversation, not short-term, because the complexity of trying to provide resources and services to 54 to 55 countries in Africa is just as complex as it can be, and yet very fulfilling because the opportunities are there. The question is, how do we address them? If not collectively, one by one, how do we do it? We have the African Diaspora Investment Symposium. We've got 4 programs. The other one is the Builders of Africa's Future, where we bring 10 to 12 grassroots African entrepreneurs to Silicon Valley to learn, to pitch their ideas, and hopefully to give them funding. The third one is Impact and Innovation Forums. These are forums that we host throughout the year, and we're very happy that people are joining us from around the world. We have another new program. It's called Accelerating Black Leadership and Entrepreneurship. ABLE, this one is going to be focused in supporting Black entrepreneurs in the United States. Happy to share other information about the organization, or you can look at our website. As we know, it's estimated that by 2040, Africa will have a large workforce than China or India. This will require, of course, targeted enterprise growth in the areas to enhance food supply chain, healthcare services, educational solutions, and this could only be done, of course, by working with local communities. I think these kind of areas, the need that exists in Africa is actually the area that represents the most opportunity for diaspora business development and exploration. And to do that, though, of course, Africans from the diaspora need the support of African countries, mostly the governments, to enable to provide them an enabling ecosystem where they can actually invest their money in the societies where they feel comfortable to invest in. Remittances, as we know, goes to family, most of the time to family, friends, and at times to community members. That's wonderful, and it's good, and it should continue. The second part of the remittance discussion is investment. Can we, from the diaspora, figure out a way? It's a lot to ask, but a percentage of our saving, can it be invested so that it can be scaled and support communities? That's beyond remittances, but it is doable, and it's happening. It's just happening in fragmented way that I'm not sure what the collective response is. So in that sense, I think it's very important that we figure this out collectively to come up with a way, with a method to enable people to invest. Of course, investment is based on trust, security that you get your funding back, at least your principal back. So I'm not saying that we know all, but there are so many different resources available right now. And in order for the diaspora to feel comfortable and to invest, we always have to continue to build our relationship, build trust, and then eventually that investment. And the trust also goes back, back to governments. Do we trust our governments in the continent enough, in the countries where we want to invest enough to put our money where our mouth is? We do. We take risk. It's probably not as well known, but I think a lot of diasporans went back to rebuild their own home country, and I applaud them. So many of them are doing okay, but a lot of them also come back disappointed. That's just the nature of the go back and forth. Situations are different in 54 to 55 countries, but people are doing the best they can. The other thing I want to talk about is what are we seeing in the diaspora? Well, luckily, from the African Diaspora Network, what we're seeing is gutsy, incredibly talented, amazing diasporans putting everything they have, betting on their home country to create a technology company, an education business, an online education. They're taking their knowledge back to their home country. I always call that the remittances of the intellectual remittances. We give back. And there is intellectual remittances comes in mentoring and other ways that we provide support to the continent and to our community, but also the investment. So we know from ADN, there is a company in Ethiopia called Gabeya. It's an education marketplace, started from here from the United States. And it's a venture, it's a partnership between an Ethiopian and another Western Africa entrepreneur. So you see this many different diasporans doing the best they can to invest in countries, whether it's in their home country or in other countries. And I think is an incredible opportunity for Africa, especially for Africa. I say this because there are 30 million, more than 30 million diasporans around the world. And I think we have the opportunity, the capability to give back. The question I always say is, how do we give back? We know how to do the remittances, and that's going to continue. I'm very grateful for that. Now we have to also continue in parallel. We need to continue to talk about how do we scale our remittances. The African Union has plans, others have plans. We look forward to having that conversation. And I personally would like to be a part of that conversation, where then we can mobilize the network that we've developed over the years. We actually are very proud of our African Diaspora Network. We have grown to a point where we are a trusted ecosystem that brings all of us together. And so I would like to find ways for us to work together, to collaborate, and again, to co-create and imagine possibilities jointly together. So I wish you the very best. Thank you, and continue doing what you're doing. And we hope to find ways to be together in person and be able to do this incredibly wonderful work that we all do in our own space to make it possible. On behalf of all of us at the African Diaspora Network and the community we serve, thank you for the opportunity.